Underpass. That's out as a single, and you'll also find it on his album Metamatic. I know I'm not alone in spotting similarities with the work of Gary Numan in those two tracks that I played you there, but it was the Numanoid himself who told us last year that he'd been strongly influenced by John Foxx's work with Ultravox. So Richard Skinner wondered how John feels about being imitated so successfully.
I'm glad that those ideas were picked up on, otherwise they would have been wasted. And most of my sources are from other people anyway, and I think that's what everyone does inevitably. There are very few startlingly original things. I think the only original thing I can ever remember is something like Strawberry Fields that the Beatles did. I mean, I can't find any precedent for that.
But you were quoted before you made this album saying that you wanted to get away from the conventional group context with guitars and get totally involved in synthesizers. Yeah. It's true to say this album is far more electronic and synthesizer-ish than anything you ever did with Ultravox.
Oh yeah, because the problem is with the band, and one of the reasons I left was it's inflexible, because musicians grow to play one specific instrument like a guitar or a bass guitar or drums, and you can't just say, oh, you're redundant, or learn to play this, because obviously the whole idea of themselves is bound up with the instrument, and it makes them feel very insecure. Musicians are very insecure, and I'm not really a musician, I'm more sort of an organizer, I think, really. Although I do play virtually all the things on the album. So I felt it was inflexible working in the band, and I wanted to work just with machinery, and machinery seemed to have infinitely more possibilities than people did at that point.
Isn't there a danger of you're working with synthesizers, working largely on your own, that you're going to make a terrible mistake or get too self-indulgent?
Oh yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Very possible. Oh yeah. I mean, all kinds of frightening things can happen. But the dangers are just the same as working with a band, I mean, you can get stuck in a band format. You can end up having 5-year contracts with people that you don't particularly like, and you have to do tours with them, which is almost like being married and living together. Yeah. I mean, it can be an absolute nightmare, and I'm sure a lot of bands under the surface are like that. And that was another reason I left the band too, because I didn't want to get into that situation. I could see it would possibly happen.
You've released the record on your own label, haven't you? Metal Beat.
Yes. Yeah.
A label that, here's another quote, I've got lots of these today, haven't I? It's for recording people you like. Who are the people you like? Who's going to be on the record label?
I can't really say yet, because I'm in a difficult position with this, because there are a few people that I want to record who are recording with other labels and tied up with other things, so it's difficult for me to say anything about it, really. The people whose records I liked in the past and I've come into contact with, and I've found that they're not very happy with the way things are going for them, and they want to change and become more independent.
Are they all in the electronic rock movement? Or?
Mostly, yeah, but they're not limited to that, because I just think the idea that electronic rock is fine, it's great, it's very good, and it's refreshing, but it's by no means the only interesting thing around, I mean, it's just one branch of popular music, and it's one that I'm particularly interested in, that's all.
It worries me a bit, this branch of music, one day these computerized things are going to take over, and you're not also a thing.
I hope so, yeah, that'd be great. Well, Kraftwerk do that because they they had an idea of manufacturing robots to look exactly like them. I think they actually did it, I think they've actually done it, and sending them out on tour, you program the whole thing. So and it is possible to I mean, I can program the synths to play the whole album, so I could just appear on stage and sing and do nothing else. I mean, there is a computer, an MC8, that you can use to control the synthesizers, or that you type the information in on a keyboard, which takes quite a bit of time, but it saves on musicians.
Yes, is this art?
Oh God, I don't know. It's just using what's around, that's all. It's utilitarianism, I suppose, if you must call it something. It's the most exciting thing that's happened for ages. I think being afraid of it's the wrong way to look at it, or being alarmed by it, There are so many possibilities there that haven't been explored yet, that rather than becoming afraid of the possibility before you've even started, it's like saying, I don't like spaghetti before you've eaten it. It might open up a whole new world for you.
Meshing with the
Metamatic. That's John Foxx, and there's no one driving. That music sort of comes at me from the inside. Amazing music. Love the eerie sort of sound of the synthesizer.